Hi netizens, a very quick one. The question reads, does if 4 over 3, m, then 1, n form a GP which is geometric progression? Find the product of m and what? N. In this case, we need to obtain the value of m and that of n, then multiply the two values. We get what we need. That is what the question is. But I always encourage students to start from known to unknown. In geometric progression, let's say I have this value as probably 3. Then I'm having the next as 6. Having the next as what? 12. Having the next as probably 24. You can see how these values progress. From 3, the thing turned towards 6, 12, so on and so forth. At this point, what this simply means is it has a common ratio. There is a certain value we multiplied by 3 to get 6. That same value we multiplied it by 6 to get what? 12. So that value becomes what? 2. Yes, 3 times 2 is what? 6. And 6 times the same 2 will give us what? 12. So that common ratio becomes the constant value that you multiply to get what? The next. And what if this value is also missing? What do? This is going to be 6 divided by 3 to give you 2. And this becomes the first term. This is the second term, the third term, fourth term, so on and so forth. So we can establish this relationship as thus: 6 divided by 3, which is second term divided by first term, will give us what? Third term divided by second term. 12 divided by what? 6. Of course, 6 divided by 3 is what? 2. 12 divided by 6 is what? 2. So the same approach, we will need it here in order to get this solution. Mathematics is all about from known to unknown. Now let us get the solution. In this case, 4 over 3 is the first term, m is the second term, 1 is the third term, and n is the fourth term. We can say second term divided by what? First term to give us the common ratio. This becomes m divided by 4 over 3. That will give us the common ratio. Next will be what? 1 divided by m will give us the common ratio. The next will be what? N divided by 1 will give us the common ratio. Any question? Good. So in this case, I can actually say that if m divided by 4 over 3 is giving us the common ratio, and 1 divided by m is still giving us the same common ratio, why don't we equate the values as long as they have the same constant common ratio? So the relationship can be established by m divided by 4 over 3 is going to be equal to 1 over m. Reason, I've explained it, they share the same common ratio. If m divided by 4 over 3 is giving you r, and another value you're having as 1 divided by m is giving you the same r, so why don't you equate it? By so doing, what I'll have right now will be, this is m divided by 4 over 3, right? In that case, 3 will multiply m, then we divide it by 4. That becomes 3m over what? 4, which is equal to 1 over m. If it is confusing, let me explain it. M divided by 4 over 3 is just like m. This is the division sign, right? Isn't it? So this is 4 over 3. Of course, this is the divisor. And whenever a fraction is the divisor, you always tend to do what? Invert it. So 4 over 3 becomes 3 over 4. So this means m times this will be inverted now. This becomes 3 over 4. So m times 3 is what? 3m, then divided by this 4. Then what is the next approach? We cross multiply. M times 3m is what? 3m squared. 4 times 1 is still what? 4. So what do? I'll divide both sides by this 3. And that 3 is the coefficient of m squared. So 3 cancels 3. We have m squared is equal to 4 over 3. What do I do now to make this m stand alone? I'll collect the square root of both sides. So the square root cancels the square. Our m is equal to what? This numerator here obviously happens to be a perfect square, right? It has a square root which is what? Integer. Yes, square root of 4 is what? 2. So we're having 2 over root 3. That is the value of m. 3 is not a perfect square, so we need to leave it in what? Sadic form. We've obtained the value of m. Now let us look for the value of n in order to multiply the two values. In this case, remember, n divided by 1 is equal to r. So 1 divided by m is equal to r. So we can establish it this way. N over 1 is equal to 1 over m. Funny enough, any value divided by 1 is that what? Value. So n divided by 1 is still what? M. So I can leave it this way as what? N is equal to 1 over m. And you know, m is what? What's the value of m? M is what? 2 root 3. So 1 over, anywhere we see m, we do what? Substitute it with the value of what? 2 over root 3. That's what m is. 2 over root 3. So n becomes, each time 1 is being divided by a fraction, you need to take the what? Inverse of that fraction. If I'm saying 1 divided by 2 over 3, the answer will be what? 3 over 2. If I'm saying 1 divided by 1 over 4, the answer becomes what? 4 over 1, which is 4. So do we have something similar? Yes. 1 divided by 2 root 3 will now be what? Root 3 over 2. So this is the value of n. N is what? Root 3 over 2. And our m is what? 2 over root 3. Can we find their product now? Yes. Talking about the product, we can say m times n. And what is the value of m? M is what? 2 over root 3. That becomes 2 over root 3 times. So what is the value of n? The value of n is what? Root 3 over 2. Root 3 over 2. So root 3 we cancel root 3. 2 we cancel 2. So the value of the product of m and n is what? 1. That is the final answer. So all these things will be solving since we are looking for just the value of 1. Alright, bye bye.